You ready to ring in the new year? Got my bell. I'm ready to ring in the new year, and I hope you are too. Welcome to 2023, where I pull out my crystal ball and give you my predictions of what's coming. Hi, I'm Shoshana Socher, and I run one of Northeast Ohio's top residential real estate teams. No, I'm joking. I'm actually not going to give you my predictions of what's coming. Instead, I'm going to talk to you about what I see, what I saw last year, and what I see a little bit, maybe, in this month, January of 2023. So here we go. I also want to share some resources while I'm here. And one of them is, did you know that you can look at Goldman Sachs' website to look at their economic outlooks for 2023? The people at Goldman Sachs are much more educated in the larger economic world than most of us will ever be. And I suggest that you peek at some of their things to understand, if it's time to switch from stocks to bonds, or a bear market, or if the United States can escape recessions, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Macro outlooks in 2023, soft landings, Europe, domestic, et cetera. But look at goldmansachs.com for things like that, because that will lead you to a global understanding of economics. What we're here for today is a much more hyper-local look at what's going on in the Cuyahoga County and the Cleveland area markets. So let's go like this. Did you know that housing prices peaked in June? Not June of 2023, in June of 2022. Because you might remember from past videos, I know you know the word arrears. We're always looking at housing market statistics behind us in arrears. We don't know what's coming up. And why have prices peaked? Well, a few different reasons. One, we all know that interest rates have gone up, and that's really impacted things. If you bought a few years ago, you probably bought at 3.5, pushing 4. If you had really good credit, you might have bought below 3.5. However, interest rates today, they go 6. People are predicting 7. People are predicting 8. And that will tamp down the desire for the housing prices to go totally crazy. Despite that, I'm finding that it's still a pretty strong seller's market. Why is that? That's because there's really a lack of inventory. Anything that's priced properly will sell quickly, just the way it has in the past. But anything that's priced just north of the market, those things are sitting, and that's not a good feeling. Remember in 2022, when you went to list your home, you sat with your real estate agent and you said, you know what? I'd like to list my house at this number. And the real estate agent said, oh, okay. That literally was how the listing appointments went. And today, what you need to do is really focus on nailing that pricing exactly right, because otherwise a house is going to sit there. And most times it's not really fun to be a seller with your house on the market for a long time. What's fun is to list your house, have it sell at, near, or drop over asking, and then just to move on. Because remember, if it's not compelling, it's not selling. Let me ask you this. Who do you think today's buyers are? Yep, the Gen Xers. Yeah, we make up nearly 25% of the buyers in today's housing market. Gen X, for those that don't know, that's me. Not a baby boomer, not a Gen Y, definitely not a millennial, and not any of those other kind of things, but the Gen Xers do make up the vast majority of the market. So when people sit and they talk to me at their houses and they're like, who's going to buy my house? Do I know? No, I don't know. Because a house that is technically meant for this person might sell to that person, and a house that you've renovated for that person, well, this person might actually buy it. But statistically speaking, we do know that kind of 41 to 55 year old or whatever, age range, I know those kind of generational things don't go like so specifically, but that like 40 to 55 age range, that's really the majority of home buyers today. Now you millennials and you Gen Yers don't feel left out. Combined, You are the next largest group of home buyers. And matter of fact, really, if you take kind of Gen Y and the millennials, which I feel like kind of gets mishmashed in together, technically together you are a bigger group than we are as Gen Xers. Now, you know, there was that moment where everybody was like, oh, millennials. Well, guess what? That era's over. Millennials are full-on adults, and most Gen Yers are full-on adults as well. And people like that buy homes, they sell homes, they have to live somewhere, and they rent homes as well. If you're currently a renter, I'm sure you've seen your prices kind of going like this. It is not fun. I have many people near and dear to me who are renters, and I don't like seeing their prices just, you know, jumping up like this when I know that salaries are not keeping pace with rent rises. So should you buy right now? I don't care what age range you're in. I'm sure you have seen Dave Ramsey on every single person's social media reposting that you should buy a house. Because ultimately, in the end of the day, a home ownership creates a certain financial stability that nothing else creates. All of a sudden you live somewhere, like you actually live there. You have the same payment every single month, except for your property taxes going up. But you've committed for the next 30 years to the same payment. And it's okay. I know you don't want to live there for 30 years. Don't stress out about it. In 5 or 7 years, as your finances become more and more stable, you'll sell the house and you'll move, and it'll all be really good. So don't worry about buying in today's market, even if interest rates are a little bit high, because remember, prices peaked in June, and you can probably find something if you look hard right now. But remember the phrase, marry the house and date the rate. But where were we? We were talking about ringing in the new year. And in ringing in the new year, I just ask you to remember this. Cuyahoga County is still a fabulous place to live. It's a fabulous place to own a home. And when I say Cuyahoga County, don't worry guys, I mean Lorain, I mean Lake, I mean Geauga, Medina, I mean our surrounding counties as well, because I do feel like we're a little bit of a, you know, a bit of a big bad mush. But all of our surrounding counties, fabulous place to live, fabulous place to make a home. And if you want to know the things that I hate about Cleveland, I'm going to suggest that you watch this video next, because there are a few things that you might not like.